What is up, everybody? It is Tuesday, start of the week here. Nothing yesterday. Obviously, the market's been closed. Right now, SPY seems to be downtrending at least, but we're only down a little bit. Really, nothing too significant. Plenty of chances to hold higher here. Ultimately, what it looks like we're looking at here is some kind of ascending wedge that we attempted to break out of a few times here, and then kind of closing back underneath it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of bottom test here. Probably going to be plenty of support around here if, depending on how fast we get down here. Easily got the trend line to act as pretty good support here. But mainly the levels, I'm thinking. So we might end up breaking underneath this, and it might be just another trap down there, because plenty of support here too. But I don't know, don't really have any plans going into today. I'm just kind of looking at things that are gapping, trying to see. I think today is more of a trade, or look to find out what you need to avoid rather than what you need to trade, because there's just, I don't know, we're kind of stuck here. Even the FANG stocks aren't really in great locations to be trading around, so just gonna have to remain super patient today. Make sure I'm not over trading. I don't know if you watched my weekly review. I did say that I'm going to up my risk, so I'm doubling my size again here. Shouldn't be an issue. Obviously still not looking at P&L or anything. Size has nothing to do with the trades that I'm taking, so really isn't too much to say about it. Just trying to make some more money is all, I guess. But I got about 3 gap stocks that I'm looking at here: ICPT, Walmart, and Unit, and then the typical FANG stocks. So what do we got? What's doing what here? So SPY actually had a really big sell-off like 20 seconds before the open there. It's kind of weird. ICPT went from 110 to 160 to now back to 127, and it's fallen off here at the open. Walmart's just ticked underneath that pre-market pivot point there, popping back up, so it's a pretty strong indicator. No gap and goes though. Yeah, ICPT spreads $1. Probably not gonna get too much there. It's gonna be 100 shares max probably. It's already got a range of $9 in the first minute. See what this looks like up here at this 50. There might actually be something worth trading through. Yeah, clearly sellers there. Market's pretty strong. Buyer stepped up there, that 44 might be getting ready to break. Nope. See if we come off it and want to come up for a retest again. That'd be nice. Just needs a quick little pullback, refresh, attempt to break it. Let's see, if I want to get in this and I want to risk $100, so it looks like I might be doing about maybe 40 cents, so that'd be 250, so then I'd go 500. But it's early in the morning. It's a scalp. No more than 400 I think is fine. Gotta see him still there though. This is actually a really nice opening range looking setup right now. I need 2 more minutes for that. buyer stepped up. Close. Bunch of sellers there. Yeah, no, just pop right above them. Not super strong anyway. Got a clear level it held though. I like that 10 a lot. I'll still take this on a opening range play depending on what it does here. So far, really strong. Markets are really strong, but nothing but straight up here. Fang stocks are all really green. Bob straight up Apple, Netflix, Tesla. Lots of green right now. I definitely don't want to buy at the top of this, but then again, that is what an opening range is. And just made a new high there. I want to see what it comes, if it comes down here, pulls back to about 20. But that's pretty good so far. I don't think I'd want to see it pull back now. I guess the next spot to hold above is this 50. We'll see what it does. ICPT is a little disappointing here. It's done nothing but sell off. Man, we're straight up right now. I don't really think there's anything else to see here. I mean, this doesn't really count. That doesn't mean anything, that doesn't mean anything, that doesn't mean anything. So yeah, pre-market, obviously besides the whole number and $half. View at pullback could be pretty nice. Obviously this 50 needs to start holding, and it looks like it is. Nope. Ticking under, but that doesn't matter too much. It's holding real nice. A little too far. That's fine, view at pullback wouldn't hurt. Bob has been straight up, Facebook been straight up, Tesla's gone straight vertical. 7 points in the first several minutes here. Alright, so this is looking really nice here. Walmart might be a super good trade. Alright, so I got down to 6. Might as well make it the whole number. It doesn't make any sense not to. We're this close to it. Jeez. What in the world is that? Well, obviously don't want to see that much. ICPT kind of just formed a little bit of a range up here, just broke above, and it looks like it's starting to fail. I mean, if I wanted to take this, stop at 37, I mean, if I was lucky, I probably could have gotten $1 on this thing. So I mean, definitely no more than 200 shares. But that's just kind of a weird spot. It's not good enough. SPY's still moving up here. CPT looking a little stronger now. But I don't really know if there's anything I like in it. Not yet anyway. I mean, it only just got above VWAP. So if it keeps doing what it looks like it's doing here, it's definitely turning into a solid case here. If we don't get a VWAP test here, but on the next candle, I'll be looking at long enough at that. I guess we'll just see what happens with this buyer here. But we need to get under him, and it looks like we are. Test 126 right there. God, look at that spread. It's just terrible. Really, I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to see it on the tape because look at all these orders going off in there. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell who's actually buying because whenever it's in between, you just get a little less color coordination. I mean, maybe if I'm lucky 50. I don't know, it's just tough. Let's see what it does again here. SPY is still moving straight up. It has not had a single red candle yet. Alright, yeah. We get another test here. I'm going for this one. Probably a little big too if I want to try and get filled at that 50. We'll see how lucky I can get. We'll see how aggressive I can get. That wasn't anything. I need more than that. I want to see about get to the whole number again here. Let's see if the bid can drop. Need to see it drop. Just not enough. Man, yeah, that was pretty solid. Too bad. If it sets up again, do I really want to take it? Maybe. Obviously about to hold from his 128 here. But still liking the 126. I mean, it just had a nice reaction there. If it wants to do it again. Alright, SPY's finally looking like it might be topping out here. I have to say goodbye to that for now. Walmart did end up recovering a little bit of view up here, popped above, came back to view up once for the first time right now. Is there a trade here? Well, if there was, I definitely missed it. One tap, two tap. Yeah, it's a little too slow to look at it. I missed that one too. Nvidia's just creeping here. Just touched view for the first time. 20's coming up underneath it. I don't know, nice open, but it's just been kind of grinding lower here. I think it might be too early for an entry here. I'll have to come back when I see something. Okay, I'm watching Netflix here. I think there might be a trade soon here. Came up, bounced off of it twice. I've been a little too slow here. See if I can get something good. Looks like it's getting ready to blast off though. I think I'd probably give it 50. 250 shares. The other things I was kind of making this pattern too here, but main reason I like Netflix is it's just a previous port here. Just kind of adds to the case. The SPY is moving up here, so it should help. But we'll see what happens on another pullback retest here. Oh, 35 is pretty holding here. I want to see view app though. There's 20. See if I can get filled. Gotta see another retest here, because then we're getting the problem where you get these moving averages getting on top of price rather than underneath of it. So this was kind of like the do or die candle here, where it's really got to break. That might have been my last shot for an entry. Yeah, SPY's ripping up here. I don't like it for a short if this fails. So I'm definitely not going to fight that. Apple's just really interesting here. So it's just trying to get above this range right now. Looks like it is. I don't know, it's just kind of in a giant mess of things here. Even on a higher time frame, it's just plenty of support and resistance here, so I think it's probably just better to avoid Apple. ICPT came back here. Now at 127. The limit's just gonna have to be huge. Yeah, it's just losing it. Maybe a short on a pullback back to VWAP, but other than that, I got nothing. Alright, so there's probably going to be something in ICPT here. So we got this big trend line from pre-market coming down on it, obviously bouncing right off of it. Kind of getting coiled in here, so we just had this failed breakdown and it got bought back up pretty good on some good volume. Definitely think that we got an option for a long trade here. But don't really have a good stop loss yet, so I'm going to have to just wait here. Profit target would be 130. So let's see, what does it look like? Hopefully get some kind of stop like this. Some limit order filled. Probably right around 127. I mean, I hate to get in on this thing right now and have a $2 stop loss. I would want to see 126 hold for sure. Market's still strong, still grinding up. See, 400 is just going to be too big. Pre-market moving average is really hurting me here. But what about the regular? Yeah, regular's still a bit of a problem too. Oh, starting to hold 127 here. If we get a break underneath this 127 and it gets bought back up, I want to get in. Also kind of like this for just buying the breakout. But this could be it right here. It needs to get above 30s. On the flip side, I guess if this totally fails, it might just be a good short. But this is it right here. It's gotta go. If not, I'm still waiting. SPY just turned green. guess we're still gonna follow this trend line here, so still waiting on this test of 127 here. Close. My dollar spread. Come on. Here we go. Alright, so we got down to 70. So 200, 250. It's just it's so hard to judge this. I like this. I'm gonna try and get in. Don't want to have to keep chasing. It's like the only way I'm going to get in is just take the market. Now it's already attempted to leave and failed, so now I gotta give it another chance here to find out where I can get back in. It's 25, there's 20. Maybe this 127 wants to hold again here. Going for it. A little bit, 35 shares. Come on. In. Oh shit, I'm already about to be out. Well. Again, same situation. I need to see it get bought back up here. If not, it might just totally lose it here. Jeez, this thing's gonna kill me. It's just gonna really make these big ranges before it wants to make a move. So there's this attempted breakdown. It got to 125.70. We're already getting bought back up here. I mean, it's not great volume on the breakdown. I got 60. So if I wanted to get back in on this, obviously have to be above VWAP. I mean, maybe get like 15 or something. I mean, it's about $1.50. But at the same time, we're also holding underneath VWAP. So it really does might want to just sell off here. You can just see the moving average is starting to curl over. The trend line obviously didn't break. I don't know. I'm thinking there's probably a better short here now. Volume seems to be growing a little bit here relative to previous candles. But we'll see if it wants to give me one more test up here at 127. Well, I'll have to wait later. Okay, Tesla's actually setting up pretty nicely here for a pretty decent short. The SPY is still moving up here, but Tesla really lost it here. Got nicely underneath VWAP. Hoping to see some test here before it wants to break down. May or may not get it. And it looks like it already did break there. Okay. Alright, ICPT is getting pretty interesting here. So 50 is obviously coming up on it here, but we had that decent breakdown from the triangle, made a new low, come back to VWAP, holding VWAP really nicely here. But I think I need to just give it some more time here so that the 50 can either get above or start acting as support and destroy the trade or whatnot. But just waiting and seeing here. Either way, I do like it for a short setup because previous support becoming resistance, kind of setting up a decent little range in here. We get a nice little pop above, getting me a new stop loss, short back underneath it, can take it back to about 125 here. SPY is still strong, but the IPCT being a gap stock, plus this volume coming into this move here on this attempted reclaim of VWAP, pretty weak. We'll see where it gets. And at the other end, it could just be trapping all these shorts in here before it finally wants to make a real move higher. Alright, so now we got 30. Let's probably get something like 85. 300 shares on 50. Yeah, that still makes sense. I don't know, it's respecting this 50, and I definitely don't like that, so I think I need to be hands off here for a minute. $50, $60. So I just bought 4,000 shares up there at 68. Well, now at the opposite end of things, gotta see it hold above 127 again. Because tapes definitely tell me this is a solid move long here. But I mean, I don't have anything yet, so we're just waiting. Alright, well I think I got what I want here. Broke down underneath, gave me a stop loss, getting squeezed here. Bid's kind of a little funky here though. I'm not quite sure what I'd be able to do here. I think 300 is fine if I get filled 40 cents away from it. I mean, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. Just gonna click the button. Now it's going to be about 50 cents, so 50 cents off of 250 is going to be... Oh, I can still do 300 here. Jeez, let's click the button. Somebody gets in front of me there. No way, man. We're getting squeezed here. Pretty tight. Oh well. Whatever happens, happens. Really low volume on this attempted hold above view app. This might not actually be as good as I thought it was. Well, this is about to be a problem here in a second because my limit's gonna get skipped over and I'm not even gonna get out of this thing. Jeez. Yeah, I don't think I'm reading it that clearly right now. I'm not, I mean, not all candles are created equal. I mean, yeah, I got bought back up, but I mean, look at that volume. It's just terrible. I don't know, I'm giving myself one more shot here. It's got to be a really good trade, and so far Walmart here. Walmart's having a really nice breakout, but obviously I'm going to have to wait for some kind of pullback to get in on it here. And then I'm going to keep an eye on ICPT still. I think it's still got a chance to make a move some direction. Oh, if it sets up. Alright, I'm watching the video here. Market's still strong, seems to be holding higher, holding above Friday's close here. NVIDIA making a pretty decent triangle. Really strong open, slow grind back. Seeing these nice little pops here. Kind of starting to roll over. Made a little triangle here, but we got a really nice level here at this 158.80. I'm hoping that we get a little test underneath here, underneath this trend line, and it gets bought back up. If not, don't really have a good risk reward scenario, so I'm gonna just have to wait for a breakout and see what happens. But all in all here, hoping for something. And the bears are looking pretty weak here, so we just had this little push up here and then pull back, really low volume. So definitely thinking we got a shot here for some more upside. And we'll see what the SPY does though. SPY is kind of an interesting spot right now. See how NVIDIA follows it. Could just go for this, but I don't know, just going for it doesn't really sound right at the moment. I mean, I might be able to get pretty big here too, because I want to get filled back above the whole number after breakdown, so it might be something, it might be about 30 cents. So 30 cents I can get pretty big. See what happens. Volume's growing into this. It might just, this might be the point right now. SPY's really losing it here though. SPY lost it. I don't know. Now it might not be that great of a long. The market's not gonna continue being as strong as it was here. See some big orders go through. I don't know. This isn't too special right now. Yeah, pre-market's not even close. Huh. I mean, it looks like it's okay. Alright, have to wait for a pullback. Okay, well this move on NVIDIA is completely failing here. Yeah, it's Tuesday, isn't it? So we just made a giant shooting star after all that. I mean, I saw plenty of huge buys going through, turning into sells. And but the problem is I really don't like this for a short. And all these moving averages are just right underneath of it. It's on the 5 minute. The 5 minute, that 9 is definitely gonna be a problem, but I mean this tells me I'm in a pretty good short spot here. I don't know. Okay, I've been looking at Netflix here, so it just had this failed breakdown out of this triangle, kind of getting bought back up here. I think I'm wanting to go for a limit order here. Probably gonna have to get about 350. Got bought back up into it. Pretty good volume here too. SPY might have found a bottom. It's been sitting underneath view app. It's kind of pulling back here. SPY's pulling back here on really low volume though. So if this market's not going to have that much strength in it, I don't know how strong Netflix is actually going to be here. So I'm just kind of waiting and watching at the moment here. I might be able to get a better opportunity to get in. I might just miss the trade entirely. Because it did make a new low here, just barely. Alright, SPY's actually pulling up here pretty strong now. Looking much better. Well, just have to come back. Alright, Netflix coming back here, so we're kind of getting like a failed breakout higher now. 5 minutes actually looking pretty weak here, but the only problem is this VWAP, obviously. So we're starting to close underneath here. We're about to close again underneath. There might just be a solid short play here. Getting bought up right away though. And the 15 minutes still fine. I mean, obviously the SPY is looking a little bit stronger now too here. I think I'm still looking for longs here. See what happens here. If we get a failed breakdown, I think that's my key. Well, it seems like it's trying to make a move here, but because the first push failed, and we didn't get some kind of failed breakdown here, I don't really know what can happen here. Really weak volume again. Let's see what happens on this push. SPY seems to be falling off yesterday's close, or Friday's close. Good volume. Just tapped that 68 again. And now we're getting above. Yeah, everything's popping up right now. Well, Netflix isn't going to give me a chance, so I'm back to NVIDIA again. NVIDIA basing really nicely here. Yeah, NVIDIA still looks good for a long too. Can definitely go market on it. Would like to see some kind of failed push lower again. Looks like we need about 06. Yeah, need a failed breakdown here. Alright, SPY's trying to get above, trying to turn green again. I like Nvidia, but I need to see some. Yeah, Netflix taking off. I need to see some lower test here. It's failing to make new highs here too. Give me something. I'll probably get really big here too. See what happens if we get back up into the 15s. Come on, not that much. Alright, the SPY. The SPY failing is absolutely causing some of this too. There's so much support down here. Wow, it's gonna lose that too. Well, I don't think I'm just gonna long off of that. Okay, I really like Apple for a short here, actually. Making a nice little giant bear flag triangle, just popping above this range out of this triangle here. Tons of resistance right here. So I'd like to see it at least touch about 15, 16. See what it does. Because the SPY could still be dropping off here, and Apple can still follow it, of course. I think anything less than 21 just wouldn't make sense. Get really big here on Apple too. Super tight risk reward. I need to see something. I'm not really seeing anything yet. Yeah, volume on this candle is going to be good. It's got up to 26. It's 26, so I could risk about 20 cents on it. Yeah, still about 1,000. I clicked it. What's happening? What is this? What the heck? Oh, you know what? I might not have had enough buying power to get that much. That's probably what the problem was. Alright, so I only got 800. I didn't even think about that. Alright, so that breakout definitely failed. Stop loss is going to be above. Looking for a breakup underneath this 80 here. So let's see, 170.20 times 1,000. Yeah, that is definitely over my buying power. I didn't even think about that. Alright, well, if the SPY is going to be of influence, now's the time to do something. See what happens. SPY's still trying to hold above VWAP here. Two-minute looks alright. There's big topping action. 5 minutes looking alright. I mean, it's getting above the 9 here. And buyer here. 10 looks fine, 15 looks fine. Yep, we're just waiting. Big sale there. Always a good sign. It's not a significant daily spot, higher time frame spot. If anything, it's right in the middle of previous days' ranges. Alright, we're starting to have a lot of trouble around this 10. We need to start losing this here, because now we're just starting to hold higher and kind of continuing this little micro uptrend that we've had. And SPY needs to lose it. One of the ticks just made a new high. That's not going to help. But the other tick is not making new highs. So we're still in this. Well, oh, nope, it's gone now. There we go. That's definitely good. We just pushed underneath this low. So we got plenty more to go here. I could change my stop. I think I should. Go 18. See what happens if SPY fakes this move. So far, Apple does not care at all. It's not going. Trade hasn't worked from the beginning, so no sense in holding on for forever. I mean, it should definitely be turning away here, but we're just not. I can't really add to the trade because I don't have any more buying power. Yeah, these low 10s just seem to be hidden buyer central. And SPY does not seem to want to actually break down here, so this could be the it. There it is. Annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. This thing, it's somewhat decent volume. It pulled back and it's starting to hold a little higher here. Since the SPY just failed to break down, I'm thinking there could be a good long here on Walmart still, too. We just seem to be holding it. It's obviously not breaking away or nothing. I'm only risking about 20 cents, so I can definitely get pretty big. Waiting to see. I mean, the tick charts is definitely telling me the SPY's a lot stronger here. I'm just gonna go for this one here. I'm still thinking we got a chance. It's not a terrible spot to get in, but I'm just thinking we see some more continuation, so I might just be holding on to this one for quite some time. So I fill this 70, so 80 on 20 cents, about 160 bucks. Higher time frames look great. I mean, 2 minutes curling up underneath here, big seller there. 5 minute, the 9's right underneath of it. 10's coming on, 15's still far away. Profit target takes some off is going to be at 90. Wow, somebody just bought 48,000 shares. Still looking at other charts. I mean, I could probably look away for a second here. It's not going to kill me, but Apple ended up actually completely failing that move there. Coming right back down again. So the question is, do I still want to get short this thing? Oh, dude. God, man. I can move my stop up a penny. I would call that a failed breakdown. Gotta be okay with the risk. Just waiting. Seeing something. Waiting for 90s. Good volume on this. Alright, so I'm definitely thinking that we're in a much better spot here. SPY, coincidentally, is also breaking higher. So we might be just resuming the uptrend that we've been waiting on here. Advanced decline's looking pretty good. Just need to see this hold Obviously the higher the better. Obviously we need above 83. I thought I saw us get above 83. I guess we didn't. There's 84. High, this next one is 89, so right at 90 is what I'm looking for. And we're just plowing right through it. Take a little bit, only a little though, because I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. So I want to make sure that I'm holding as much as I can. Unfortunately, I still don't have a spot to move my stop loss, so I'm gonna be stuck with it all the way back down still. I mean, obviously we expect this to hold, expect 75 to hold, expect the trend line, expect the moving averages. I mean, it should absolutely not go all the way down here. But because it just hasn't gone anywhere yet, I'm just stuck. Take more off around 104. Yeah, I'm seeing some big orders go through. Definitely nice. Alright, 96 is a new recent high. If we get to 96, I bet we can get to 104. I mean, some of these candles have pretty decent ranges here, so can definitely make a solid move. Close. Very close. I want to see what we got. What's up there? Plenty of sellers. Someone take them out? Someone took them out. Take a little more off above. Obviously high day is now the next spot, so now we got about 18 to hold on to. I mean, some pullback has gotta hold at some point. Yeah, Apple can't make up its mind. It's not going anywhere. Tick suddenly just turned very red. That's definitely not a good sign, but it still hasn't made a new low. And Nicey just did. Uh-oh, something's happening here. Something's going on. SPY obviously needs to hold above this level here. If it can't, we're probably not going to resume this uptrend. I mean, this is the spot for it to fake out if it's going to fake out, too. I mean, yesterday's close is always a good spot to look at. Weird. What in the world? Alright, pull back to the 80s. Fine. Okay, doesn't have to be that much. Oh my god, dude, what is this? Alright, well, new stop loss, I hope. Quite the bounce. It's low volume pullback, but I mean, it's such a deep pullback. It's holding right from a level that it should be holding from, though, so can't argue with that. SPY is popping back up here, so that should definitely help. Alright, if it gets to... God, man. If it gets to 62, I'm gonna wait for a pullback and get out. So far, alright. I mean, that's just, it's such a big pullback, we're just gonna have to make it up when we can make it up, I guess. Take some more off on a new high push if we ever get it. SPY's pulling up here pretty good, so it looks like we are gonna go on this uptrend here. Can't trade what you think, gotta trade what you see, and right now, unfortunately, I see this not working anymore. I really need to see this volume pick up down here. Yeah, it looks like we're rolling over here. That's not good. Stop loss. We're just gonna have to play it by ear. Needs pull up right here. That's 69, so 67. 67 is a good spot because it's underneath all of this junk. So that's what I'm going to stick with. God. Unreal, man. That is some garbage. Oh well. Okay, I'm looking at the video here, so it's finally getting down to this view app level. I don't like it for a short, so I think that if this move fails, I'm going to have a really nice risk-reward scenario. And hopefully end up taking this thing back up to the top end, probably the 40s. But, need to get back up into 80, yeah, at least above view app. Because SPY's still strong here. I mean, NVIDIA doesn't really have a reason to be losing it right here like it is. But I guess once it does, that's going to be the end of it. Then that brings me to Baba. So it's just breaking down right now. I was looking for a pop above this range here. Well, huh. Netflix is losing it too. This is interesting. A couple of failed breakouts here. Apple might finally be a good short. Really like that volume on that pull down there too. Stop would be 27. Obviously need to get to about 14. What is that? What was that? What was that? I have no idea what that was. That's like the chart is not reflecting what just happened. I don't know what that is. That's bizarre. SPY still pushing new high day here. Baba completely failed that breakdown. So was Nvidia. Oh no, Baba's just not good for a long. So got the 57. That is beyond too far away. I think I need to see it hold above view up and pull back here. Alright, Nvidia is finally coming down here, breaking underneath of this range. Just starting to break under it here. If it gets bought back up, I'm wanting to get long here. Need to see it on the tape though. See at least low 90s. It's got this trend line coming up here. I mean, SPY's been pulling up this whole time. I'm not really seeing too much here. Nvidia might just end up losing it finally. I mean, the market's been really moving higher, and Nvidia's just had none of it. I guess I'm not surprised. I don't know, it's just been such a mess. I need to wait for some kind of breakout and then pull back. Netflix, however, looking pretty decent here. Right now. Looking for some kind of range breakdown here and then get bought back up. We're getting into the 90s, so we need to see it bought back up again. So let's see, got a low of 97, that's it. SPY looks like it could be curling up here too. Stop's 95, just underneath the whole number. I mean, it's doing exactly what I need to see something like this do. I mean, previous level, holding above it, getting tighter and tighter. We break underneath the level, get spot back up, push back up, big sell here. 400 long, stop's just going to be right underneath it. Looking for some continuation. Let's pick up here. Got good volume. Just need to see some more. Looking for 363 here. Definitely need to get above this 57 into the 60s. This 50's been having trouble here, so we'll find out what happens right now. SPY's trying to pull up here. Tick did just make new lows again. I don't know, SPY hasn't made much of a difference anyway on Netflix. I don't know why this time it would. But obviously helping rather than hurting is always better. Definitely a solid triangle here. Seeing some big numbers being tossed around. Come on, man. And I am only half out. And I am all out. Yee. Alright, well, I'm gonna just have to call it, because today's just been a mess. Just give me a minute. Alright, so I'm back. Just time to do the review. So, early in the day, I had a whole bunch of stuff that I was looking at. So, it looks like Netflix I was trying to get long. 950, I mean, yeah, that is very good looking SMB view app setup. Not sure exactly why I didn't get in on it. Just didn't get filled, I guess. Either way, that was a really solid winner here. I definitely should have caught all of that move. If anything, look to add on this pullback right to this breakout level. I know I missed a couple on ICP2 as well, ICPT as well. So first test was here. Missed that move. Was it 1001? So 1001, 1003 is when I actually traded it. Either way, I know that I missed a long in here somewhere. So the first trade that I took on the day was on ICPT, 250 shares long. So right away, I know there's some trend lines that came into play. Then obviously this one as well. So obviously they got the trend line coming down at the open. Weak open, came underneath the app, got bought back up, attempted to recover high day, couldn't, got back underneath the app again, but ended up making a nice little trend line here. Got back up a VWAP and we started making this really nice range. So waited for one break one way or the other. Obviously I was more long biased than short biased, so got the little pull down, bought right back up, tried to get filled, eventually did. At 127.26 with a really nice stop loss just underneath the 70s here. So I mean really only about 50 cents of risk here on a stock that can move multiple dollars in one candle. So I mean the risk reward, the entry and everything was great, just didn't get any follow through. I don't think there was anything wrong with this trade. I mean it's a trap trader right into a symmetrical triangle looking for the breakout. We obviously didn't get the breakout or anything, but again it's way too early to call it a warning sign on this trade and get out when I have to get out. So I just ended up taking the loss on it, and that's fine. That's just the way it goes. I mean, this early in the day, you know, it's a gap stock. Stocks are in play. SPY has been ripping up. I think at this time the SPY had actually, the SPY actually made it to Friday's close, so it was even turning green. So the chance for this thing to break off was really there. Just didn't happen. I don't think there was anything wrong with trying to catch it before the breakout, because the case was there. I mean, it definitely could have happened. So no mistakes on that one. The second trade that I took on ICPT, again failed that breakup higher, ended up being guided down nicely by the trend line, got above the trend line, and then we started recovering, making a new triangle. So at this point, just got above. This one is where things kind of get a little weird. I don't really know. This one might have just been a fear of missing out trade. It's, you know, I think that I have a really good entry, but in reality that doesn't make it a good trade. So obviously we're still not reaching above to this 128 level. So it did get above. I mean, it just kind of stuck here. You know, it broke down once and got bought back up. So I went in with a stop under that low that it just made. I mean, with this trend line coming down on it, I mean, the volume was the real killer here. I mean, this is ICPT's chance to tell the bears that it does finally want to move higher. So I mean, it's weakened here. You know, I guess it had a decent little breakdown. I'll come back up to view app for its attempt to reclaim it at least one more time. But there's just no volume up here. There's nobody interested in buying to see this thing actually stay above. So I think I completely misread the price action here. This probably was a trade that just shouldn't have happened. I mean, my stop loss isn't even right. It's really not even a setup. So it's just ugly all around there. That's just a bad trade. I mean, the possibility was there, but it was just way too early. I mean, this is a scenario where you wait for the breakout and then see what happens instead of trying to catch anything, really. I'm just fishing for nothing. Next trade was on Apple. So Apple was a little disappointing. This whole day has been really disappointing, but Apple was kind of a weird case here. So obviously the SPY ripping up the entire open here. Apple just had none of that. So ended up coming up super weak. Came up to VWAP, made a nice little U, rolled over, found a bottom, bounced back up to VWAP, and then at this point, that wasn't it. Yes, this was it, because it got that little tap there. And the bottom trend line coming up on it. So I think I was looking at this for some kind of previous level here. I'm just trying to remember. That's definitely not it. I mean, that could be it as well. So yeah, I think that's what I was looking at the time. So this was at 1050 and the SPY at 1050. Looked like it was actually kind of coming off of yesterday's close, trying to head lower. So I mean, the case was definitely there for a short. So I was looking for a trap and got exactly that. So we ended up breaking out above this range, which really just adds to the case. I mean, it was a failed triangle breakout, and it was a failed VWAP reclaim, and it came and touched the top of this trend line. So I mean, 3 really big case points were there for this to actually be a solid short. We just never got any continuation from it. I ended up moving my stop loss up a little bit. I mean, I was able to, fortunately. This was the other time that I realized that I can't buy or short 1,000 shares on Apple because I don't have enough buying power. This is kind of, it looks like $200 of risk on a trade is where my buying power starts maxing out, really. So anyway, we got the failed breakdown. Just nothing happened. I mean, it just ended up squeezing higher. So it's about 10:57, right at 11. Yeah, and right at 11 we get this squeeze candle on the SPY. I think I really need to start watching out for that, because I keep seeing this over and over again where we get these 11 o'clock just weird price action, just kind of either completely changes or some kind of moves just happen at 11. I mean, right at the half hour or right on the hour, just something's going on. Either way, the squeeze obviously didn't help at all and ended up stopping me out as well. But I mean, for the entire trade, it just looked like it was fine. I mean, Apple was getting ready, or the SPY was getting ready to lose VWAP, and then Apple had its chance, I guess. It's just nothing ever came of it. I don't think that was a trade where cutting it early would have been a good idea. I mean, I could have stuck with whatever I needed to stick with, and I think it still would have made sense. The real nice trade on Apple was obviously this triangle breakout here. I mean, I was looking at it in here for some more short continuation, just because, you know, Apple just had not found strength at all. But I saw that weird 10. Yeah, this is exactly what I saw right there. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I pretty much saw this exact same thing, just right down here. I don't know, maybe that's the dude that was buying down here finally getting out. Interesting. Yeah, failed to make a new high. I guess he's on the right track, whatever. Either way, the risk reward here was great. I mean, I could have gone for it, but you know, I keep telling myself to wait for the breakout and then enter in a pullback. This was just one of the ones that didn't do that. Never pulled back, just blasted off. So I mean, obviously every trade's going to be different, but I think the smart case, especially for today, was to just wait for the breakout to happen and then try and get in on the pullbacks, because things were so sideways, they just weren't following the SPY. You know, the SPY's been ripping up, and then you get these great looking short setups, and then just nothing follows through for forever. I mean, Nvidia is just a mess of lines and failed breakouts and ranges held and then breakdowns failing, and just constantly just a mess. And then Baba was the other one too. Baba actually ended up being pretty good, but I wasn't watching it, probably because I was looking at Netflix. I was looking at this 40 level, broke down, came back up, tapped it nicely twice, and then sold off. I mean, picture perfect, just wasn't looking at it. So then Walmart was the next trade that I took. Not this triangle. I do believe it might have been that triangle. So I ended up buying it in here because I was looking at this 103.60 level. I mean, pretty choppy. It's gapping up, but it's pretty choppy, just going sideways. But ultimately, we're holding above a VWAP, and then we start getting under here, and we start, it gets bought back up right away. Looking like the volume's sitting pretty good. I mean, it was a nice risk reward. It ended up coming down one last final test. I mean, it was a solid failed breakdown on the triangle, and then we finally had to move up. I mean, I thought I was in the money on this one. I thought it was going to be a great trade, you know. Starts trending higher finally. Instead, we just get this deep pullback. Not great volume on it, but I mean, it was deep enough to really throw everything off. So it ended up finding bottom about the 71 here. Rolled over, bounced around. I gave it as many chances as I could, really, and just finally gave up on it. Just never did anything. I mean, it's just still going sideways, not doing much of nothing. Leave that there. So that was just disappointing. I mean, it's just the way it is. Netflix was pretty ugly too. I mean, jeez, SPY just had this huge run up here. Started topping around this 278, so that was about. I mean, we're as bullish as we can be. Super strong here. So I'm thinking on Netflix, you know, all right, well, been above the up the entire day, just kind of coming off of it here, and it looks like we're holding this 362 pretty nicely. So I waited for some kind of test underneath to get bought back up, and maybe we want to break out of the trend line. Maybe we just want to go higher again. Got in on it, just no follow through. Just ended up stopping out underneath. Really, nothing much to say about it. I mean, it's not a bad trade. It's like 1206. Yeah, just a trade that didn't work, I guess. I mean, I don't really. I mean, obviously it's stuck in a triangle, and I can't fight the triangle. I mean, if it's in a triangle, then it's gonna be waiting to make a move until it breaks out of that triangle. So if I'm trying to get, you know, 400 shares here, just thinking that it's gonna start moving higher when it's been in the middle of this triangle, maybe it's not as good a trade as I thought it was. I mean, obviously to wait for some kind of breakout would have been better, and then enter in on the pullback. I don't know. I think the chance was still there. Either way, I'm down like $583 on the day. Typing up a little bit now. I'm really not upset, I guess. Maybe not as upset as I thought I would be. Either way, I'm just trying to trade well. I mean, I'm just trying to organize my thoughts right now. I'm trying to really figure out what went wrong. I mean, typing these report cards really narrows it down, you know, filling out the spreadsheet and whatnot. So just need to go through that, and I'll start getting a much clearer picture on what I need to do, what I don't need to do. But main thing on today was to just, things were setting up really nicely, but you know, the market's really strong. Things are setting up really nice for a short or a long, and just the action that I was seeing, it just tells me that you need to wait for the breakout first. You need to wait for the move to happen first, and then try and get in. You know, all these moves. I mean, Netflix, tons of fake outs here. Nvidia, tons of fake outs. Baba had a really nice open and then just couldn't find it, so it ended up being a good short. Apple, you know, looking like a great short all day, and then all of a sudden we get this massive explosion out of nowhere. I think it's just one of those days where you need to wait for confirmation first instead of trying to catch the move first. I mean, the possibility for the move to happen and me still get in is always there, but only when the price action is really clear. And I mean, it just was not clear today. The stars weren't aligning, and I was trading it like the stars were aligning, and obviously the P&L shows it. You know, the winning trades were there. It's just I really didn't catch any of them. I just ended up taking all the losses today instead. Just the way it is. No matter what, always excited to come back tomorrow. Looking forward to trading again. Just get back to it. Only thing that matters is the next trade I take. Be back tomorrow.